So I ended up being in the university now, parallel program.
The University of
Nairobi.
So eventually you still went there?
I eventually still went to the University of Nairobi, but 1 year before the time ideally I should have gone. So we went through the parallel program. My first year, bodies and all that was, surprised me. I wasn't scared. I knew this is what I needed to do. So I just
I want us to stick there for a while because something that made me avoid anything to do with medicine is seeing dead bodies. Do you remember the first time you saw like a dead body? How did you feel?
They didn't give us the bodies first. What they do, they introduce you to parts because for some of us like me, I've never had in my life, I never ever saw a dead body. Even when my auntie passed on because of the cervical cancer, I never saw her. I never saw anybody, So this was my first time. And the first thing they bring is hands. Yeah, it's like a horror movie.
I'd rather they just bring the whole body.
It's like a horror movie.
Imagine just in a hand.
Hands. And they brought livers. But they stayed for a long time, so they're not dirty. Like the same way like when you buy from they're dry. They've been fixed, I don't know how to say, so they're firm. So you have like a liver, you have a spleen, you have a brain, it's like a horror. But that's like you introduce slowly. So because they don't show you this is the liver, these are the parts, so that you get used to it. Then eventually, because what they do is that they have to open a new body for this group that has come in. So they can't just open and then close them. It has to be open when we are actually starting to cut the body. So that's why they do the introduction slowly by slowly, small parts, bones and all that. There's the whole vertebra, small pieces, and this leg, so those are the kind of things we used to see. So then eventually now we ended up having tables were divided into groups and everyone had their own body. Ours used to be called John. John, the real name was actually John because they had the tag, but we don't know any other details apart from, I suspect, could have been from the Ma community. And then but we changed the name. We gave it Anaksunamun, which was a thing, in the great story about the mummy in Egypt. The
movie,
the movie. So it was kind of like to make it a bit depersonalize this, person that we already know the name. But it went well. Eventually, first year went by. We did well, thank God. All the way to 5th year, and then I graduated.